Hi, I'm Ben King, Managing Director at Google Singapore. Thank you so much for joining us online at this year's Think Commerce. Today, we're going to look at the major themes and insights that's shaking up the retail industry across Southeast Asia. We'll look at what they mean for you and your business, but more importantly, we'll touch on the tactics and tools you have at your disposal to turn these themes into sustainable growth. As a retailer, you've likely seen more change in the last 2 years than you've seen in the last 2 decades. Since the start of the pandemic, we've seen consumers increasingly migrating online, which means you've likely had to adapt quickly and pivot your strategies to meet consumers' demands and their ever-evolving needs. This was the premise of last year's Think Commerce, which was all about the great retail migration. Still, while the pandemic brought changes that will be long-lasting, we're now witnessing a general realignment to pre-pandemic modes of living as the world remobilizes. We also recognise that the retail industry is going through a host of new challenges, particularly in 2022. Most retailers, they've experienced supply chain disruptions. They've experienced labour and commodity shortages, and also an increased cost of operations, which in turn has likely dented many companies' bottom lines. As a result, we believe profitability will be the name of the game as many retailers look to improve margins amidst increasing uncertainty. It's with this broader context in mind that we wanted to share with you 3 themes which we're observing. And as we move through the sessions, most importantly, what you can do in order to navigate them with efficiency-driven outcomes in mind. Let me first start with the theme around value seeking. Around 75% of shoppers are now more mindful of their spending behaviour. In times like these, loyalty also becomes less important, and we'll share more around how we feel you can create and capture demand with this emerging trend in mind. The second theme is around choice complexity. With an influx of new retailers and an ever more fragmented path to purchase, retailers have to fight harder and harder to derive impact from their marketing investments. We'll share more on how you can leverage machine learning and also first-party data to power up your sales engine so as to achieve better efficiencies online. Finally, the third theme we're observing is a movement back to hybrid shopping. As we realign to pre-pandemic behaviours, consumers are once again hopping between channels. While COVID-driven behaviours of online research, they do remain. Offline sales, they're bouncing back in real time. As a result, retailers need to ensure that they're delivering a consistent and immersive experience no matter where the customer is met. We're yet again at a pivotal moment for retail, where you will need to recharge your strategies to navigate uncertainties and also to capture emergent opportunities. And once again, we believe digital is the key lever to thrive. While the current climate, it's unique in many respects, this is not the first time we've experienced economic tightening. We've been through various periods of uncertainty across the past 20 years or so. And in almost all of these periods, we've seen a turn towards efficiency, we've seen a turn towards profitability, and we've ultimately seen a turn towards digital. We as Google, we're delighted to be partnering with you as you recharge your retail strategies. And we look forward to sharing a lot more on each of these trends across the remaining sessions. To start, we have Rashi and Pei Ling, who will take us through the ways in which a full funnel strategy can help you navigate the complex consumer journey. Over to you, Rashi.
Thank you, Ben, and a warm welcome to everyone tuning in today. As Ben mentioned, my name is Rashi and I am a YouTube solution specialist at Google. One of the key opportunities to attract today's value-seeking consumer is to have a robust, full-funnel strategy that creates long-term demand and helps capture existing demand. With over 60 million more people now digitally connected in Southeast Asia and navigating over 500 digital touchpoints, the consumer journey is even more complex and messy. A recent research has found that 44% of consumers may move away from their first choice of a brand when they have been exposed to a competing brand. To minimize these swings, it's really important to build a brand that consumers love and trust. And as consumers, we're more likely to choose brands that represent genuine value and not just because they offer a price promotion. Research by Peter Field and Les Binet suggests that branding can reduce price sensitivity by 10%. Strong brands enable greater pricing power which in turn goes a long way in attracting value-seeking customers without significantly affecting your margins or profitability. This visual captures the mutual relationships that brand and performance have with each other. Funneling up creates future demand, while funneling down captures the existing demand. And I don't think you have to sacrifice one for the other. Both are essential. And as most of us would agree, the trick is to get both of these parts working together. And to do that, you need a platform that can play a role across the different stages of the funnel so that your campaigns build and learn from each other. YouTube is best poised to be able to build that full funnel strategy for you. It's a proven platform to deliver scaled and efficient reach across markets, drive mind measures consistently, and also to deliver strong sales impact at the end of the day. YouTube advertisers who run a full funnel strategy have seen brand video drive 28% of their conversion assist on an average. That tells me that branding has a significant impact and fuels lower funnel results as well. Also, based on a Nielsen meta-analysis, a full funnel YouTube strategy drives 10% higher ROI compared to awareness-only advertising. So here are 3 simple steps to get you started. The first step is to choose a platform that enables you to make connection across every step of the funnel. The second step is to evolve your measurement strategy to capture impact at different stages of the funnel. And the third step is to adapt the building blocks of your advertising campaign, for example, audiences, creatives, across the funnel. With that, let's hear from Pei Ling on how you can tailor your creative effectively across the funnel.
Hi, I'm Pei Ling, Global Creative Director of Google's Creative Works. Now, I get asked this a lot. What's the creative opportunity for the full funnel? Well, good creative tailors for the funnel, and it starts with knowing which type of ad to make depending on whether you're funneling up or funneling down. A creatively effective ad here will look quite different from an ad built for here. So how do you build great creatives for the funnel? Simple. Build it by objective. Awareness is all about the what. You want your consumers to know your brand. Know what you stand for, what you have to say, and how you're different from competitors. That means for your creative, branding needs to come first. Brand often and brand richly. Tie it back to the retail context and use people in your ads to drive connections. And remember, you're building for discovery, so your ad needs to stand out. Use audio, visual, fast pacing, larger supers, and tighter framing to make your ad as attractive as it can be. The who matters more when you're building for consideration. You're speaking to people in the market for your product and service. So represent these people. Make your story centered around them. Show off your product and explore what makes it great. Finally, building for action is all about closing the sale now. A great direct response action ad makes it all about the product from the very first second. It uses every creative technique in the book to make your product shine. It goes into detail about your value proposition and goes even further to help your audience visualize what it's like to use your product step by step, to convert those still on the fence to choose you right now. And regardless of where you are in the funnel, always have a call to action to wrap up your ad and communicate your offers transparently. Make it attractive to value seekers, not just the price conscious, and tell them where to go next, whether it's your website, e-store, or more. To create and capture demand, the creative opportunity is right here in the ads we make. So let's put the fun back into the funnel. Next up, we're joined by Alan Prendergast. I'm looking forward to hearing more about the way we can tap into the increasing number of people online to generate sales without losing customers to our competitors. I'm sure everyone watching will be interested to hear about this one. Alan, take it away.
Thanks Rashi and Pei Ling. It's a delight to be here. Hi everyone, I'm Alan Prendergast, Shopping Solution Specialist at Google. Now, there's nothing I love more than sitting down online, watching videos, scrolling feeds, and searching to get my next inspiration for my next purchase. Yet as we move through 2022, it is unquestionably more congested online than ever before. There's never been so much product information available online to us. Now, this is great for being confident before making a purchase, but it does have knock-on effects. 81% of users state that they have difficulty making a decision to purchase because of too much available information online. With so much info online and very discerning users eager to seek out maximum value for money, the job of the marketer has become more difficult in trying to measure and attribute all of these digital touchpoints. It's more difficult and more expensive, with the cost of acquiring a user online going up 60% in the last 5 years. The modern marketer therefore needs to be able to assign resources effectively, spending time on optimizing the elements of their marketing strategy that will help increase bottom line profitability. We at Google believe that there are 3 levers available to you today which can be used to do just that and help you build your smartest sales engine ever. Firstly, on YouTube. We want to help you to understand and attribute what we refer to as view now, buy later user behavior. Now, users love YouTube content, both long and short. Recently, we crossed the 1.5 billion monthly signed-in users for YouTube Shorts alone. However, what we have seen is that a large number of users will view and engage with advertiser content whilst on YouTube, but not necessarily make the click to convert. That is not to say that the content is not having an effect on the audience. 63% of users state that they have purchased a product due to seeing it on YouTube. So how can we measure the impact of these users who are viewing our ads but not making the purchase there and then? We would like to introduce Engaged View Conversions, or EVCs, for doing just that. An EVC will count a conversion when at least 10 seconds of our video has been viewed, and if that same user then purchases within 3 days. Through EVCs, we can now account for that segment of our audience who is viewing now but buying later. Essential for gaining a full picture of our audience's behavior on YouTube. The second lever combines seamless automation and shoppable surfaces on Google. Performance Max for online sales. 2022 has seen the launch of PMax for online sales, a truly universal campaign from Google which leverages the power of machine learning alongside a range of Google surfaces, from YouTube to shopping to Google search. The final ingredient is your product data to build relevant and informative product-based ads through all Google surfaces. The superior automation seen in PMax for online sales helps marketers save costs by reducing the resources required to run multiple performance campaigns by channel. By funneling multiple shopping intent signals into just a single campaign, optimization is compounded and even better results are seen. Take a look at these results from one of our valued clients, Sephora, who saw fantastic gains of 11% increase in transactions, alongside an incredible 42% increase in click-through rate when they upgraded from SSC to PMax online sales. The final lever, which we believe can be put in place to help build your smartest sales engine ever, revolves around ensuring your products are available across multiple online sales channels. Marketplaces continue to play a prominent role in online commerce for Southeast Asia, with user searches for marketplace-related queries up 12% year over year. Marketplaces have also been crucial in growing the prominence of double-digit days, such as 11/11, huge seasonal peaks for many brands. It has been an ongoing request from our brand partners as to how they can do more to partner with marketplaces to capitalize on these trends. The Google Retail Partnerships Program was launched to allow you to partner with select retailers and marketplaces and run campaigns, including that of Performance Max, to drive even more sales for your brand through that platform. More information regarding retail partnerships can be found on the website, including a list of partners and brand success stories. So, If you're interested in building your smartest sales engine ever, remember that Google has the tools to let you do so. Our best measurement solutions ever through engaged view conversions, shining a light on users conducting view now, buy later behavior. Simple yet highly efficient automated campaigns in Performance Max for online sales, allowing you to appear ubiquitous to your audiences on all Google surfaces. Finally, the Google Retail Partnerships Program, allowing you to leverage marketplace and retailer platforms to further grow your online sales. I hope you enjoyed this session, everyone, and are excited to recharge your retail strategy in 2022. Next up, Yo-Yo will take us through how you can meet your consumer anywhere on their omnichannel journey. Over to you, Yo-Yo.
Hi everyone, my name is Yo-Yo Xu, and I'm the go-to-market lead for omnichannel solutions in APAC. It's great to be with you all today. I'm here to explore the different ways you can meet your new omnichannel shoppers using the full Google ecosystem. The front door to your store has become digital. Over the last couple of years, since the pandemic began, we've seen a seismic shift in user behavior. According to a recent report published by Google and Kantar, 90% of offline shoppers in Southeast Asia had at least one digital touchpoint before going to a store. The joint research with Kantar from 2021 has shown hybrid shoppers are more valuable across all countries in Southeast Asia. This is even more important now as we seek profitability in the retail industry. Google's O2O solutions can help you to meet the needs of today's shopper, starting from the fundamental essentials like Google Business Profiles and the location extensions, to measurement capabilities like store visit and the store sales, and the techniques to activate your omni-channel goals. We will walk you through how to initiate and build your digital storefront, measure and value the omni-channel sales impact, and finally how to activate. Let's start with Google Business Profile, as this is the heart and the soul of all our O2O solutions. Google Business Profile is Google's business listing management platform, allowing merchants to create an online presence for free and engage with customers on Google. It allows merchants to attract, then easily connect with customers across Google Search and Maps. As the name suggests, Google Store Visits measures the impact of online ads on offline sales. You can use store visits data to see how many users click on an ad and then visit a store within 30 days. Tracking store visit conversions helps you fully measure the value of Google Ads. We now know how to measure the impact of online campaigns on store footfall. However, to understand the true value that our campaigns bring to an omnichannel retailer, it is important to measure online and offline sales together, where store sales will help you to measure the sales results in your stores. Performance Max for store goals make it possible for you to reach customers throughout the customer journey, meaning each format is dynamically designed to drive the best possible performance for each platform. And across all platforms, we will then show them a creative that looks like this, featuring the closest store locations. Just with a few steps, you can also start your omnichannel excellence journey today by setting up your Google Business Profile, starting to measure offline impact, driving your omnichannel performance or offline-only goals with Performance Max. And that's a wrap from me. Next up, we will hear from Neil about the power of first-party data in a privacy-centric world. Neil, over to you.
Thanks, Yo-Yo. Hi, everyone. My name is Neil, and I lead the app ads and measurement solutions for Google Southeast Asia. In this section, I'm excited to share a view on how to unlock the power of first-party data in a privacy-centric world. I would like to walk you through 3 broad sections. In the first part, I would like for us to take a look at why the spotlight is back on first-party data. Next, I'd like to tie it in with what this might mean for our marketing efforts. And lastly, I would like to surface a couple of key actions that other brands are taking to overcome these challenges. Consumers are now conscious about sharing their data with brands. In a study done by BCG and Google, it was reported that 66% of users don't trust companies with their personal data. Customers want to feel safe online, knowing that their personal data is secure and private. They want reassurance that their data is not being abused, and they want to have the ability to control their data. But unfortunately, 2 out of 3 consumers don't have that comfort today. Changing user expectations on privacy is driving seismic shifts in the digital ecosystem, starting with regulators who have been taking a much closer look at how user data is being sought, utilized, and monetized. Prime examples being GDPR, CCPA, and closer to home, PDPA in Thailand, followed by browsers and mobile operating systems who've started to take much more strict positions on third-party identifiers like cookies and advertising IDs. These 2 themes point to reducing availability of user data going forward. So what does this mean for your marketing efforts? Let me illustrate it through a very simple user journey. Picture this user who saw a really compelling video ad you've run. This was followed by a display ad that showed up next to content that was highly relevant to the purchase they were hoping to make. You even ended up reaching them via a social media ad. But when the user shows up on your website and they end up refusing consent, what suddenly happens is that you have no way to know that the user was touched by all of those marketing efforts. This gap in data will essentially impact 2 core areas, starting with remarketing. This has been the preferred tactic for a lot of brands, but with the death of third-party cookies, we don't have a way to know who the right users to remarket to are, followed by increasing customer acquisition costs. As you track fewer conversions, you should expect to see higher costs of acquisition. This is where first-party data becomes crucial. First-party data is essentially data that is collected with user consent and therefore is durable. Ideally, you use this to thread the user journey across the board. This is different from second-party and third-party data in that either the user has not explicitly consented to you having the data, or the identifiers are not durable. So how can Google help you get ready? The 3 steps we would like to focus on are 1. Drive profitability by bidding to value. 2. Close conversion gaps by using first-party data. And 3. Gathering omnichannel insights through a first-party database. Let me illustrate how some retailers have done it. The first example I have is from a very traditional business, Yu Sang. If you've seen their site, they have items from as low as $10 to over $300. And given their focus on gifting, users might end up buying multiples of these $300 hampers. So how do you pay the right amount for a user? Yu Sang chose to implement purchase value in their integration. This meant that the system could understand not just what was being purchased, but also how much was being purchased. And that awareness helped models grow GMV by 180%. We have another example from Europe of a very well-known fashion and cosmetics brand, ASOS. As part of its international expansion strategy, they were trying to make sense of how to bridge users across YouTube and search, especially given their exposure to iOS. They chose to use a feature known as Enhanced Conversions API. This lets them track conversions based on email addresses of users instead of cookies. What they realized was that they were significantly undervaluing both search and YouTube, where they saw their conversion rates jump by between 10 to 30%. That's the size of the data gap which Enhanced Conversions managed to plug for them. I would like to end by saying that it's important to remember that your investment in first-party data will only appreciate over time and will play an essential role to your digital success. Your digital strategy gives you the power to connect with customers anywhere, anytime, no matter where they are on the globe. And it's with this in mind that we've got Alejandro here to discuss international market expansion. I know I'm looking forward to hearing what he's got to say. So Alejandro, I'll let you take it from here.
Hello there. My name is Alejandro, and I'm an international growth consultant for Google. I spent roughly the last 8 years advising businesses of all sizes on how to identify and capture growth opportunities. Now, the last few years have been difficult. However, cross-border commerce has been resilient. In fact, it rebounded more shortly after the COVID-19 pandemic than it did after the 2008 financial crisis. 2022 is shaping up to be a year of normalization where positive trends we had in 2021 will be subdued. Growth is likely to be lower than expected, given trends such as global inflation, supply chain issues, and the ongoing conflict in Ukraine. However, there are some encouraging, noteworthy trends for cross-border trade. In the US, import trade volumes are falling, which is a promising sign of continued consumer demand. We're also seeing port congestion begin to ease at some of the world's biggest ports. Despite macroeconomic challenges, cross-border export has been resilient, and going global can help your business create and capture demand with an international audience. When we consider international growth, it's often hard to know where to start. This is due to the overwhelming amount of data that's out there. As our end goal is to drive insights and use them as a basis to formulate a successful business strategy, Google has tools and resources that you can use to aid in developing your export strategy. One of our most popular tools to help with this is Google Trends. Google Trends provides a good angle on international opportunities and can answer questions on the basis of search data. The most obvious use case is to understand what people are searching for, but it also has a geographical function and breakdown, so you can detect on a granular level where the searches are coming from. The tool also reveals insights about when people are searching, allowing you to detect seasonal trends. Finally, Google Trends can tell you more about the dynamics of the searches of a specific word, phrase, or even an entire category. Exporting is a complex journey with a dynamic ecosystem forces that impact your strategy. Having the right set of partners alongside you can significantly simplify this journey and help accelerate your export success. Winning consumers requires more than having the best price. For example, long delivery dates or hefty shipping fees can easily cause a consumer to churn. Winning brand loyalty requires localized shopping experience on your app and website. To address these operational aspects, we have a certified partner base of over 30 plus partners that specialize across localization, logistics, customer support, and payments. These partners specialize in their respective areas and are well-known global brands. In fact, these are partners Google engages with for our own international expansion needs. We have a referral program within Google's Global Business Solutions to connect you with a dedicated representative from each of these companies. Google already has several agreed upon SLAs with them to bring better service and competitive pricing when they offer their solutions for your business needs. This partner network is available via our one-to-one consulting, and it's also accessible via Market Finder. There has never been a better time in history to reach, win, and engage customers globally. You no longer have to build products just for your core markets. There is immense potential in reaching new users globally that might not have had access to your products until recently. So, good luck exporting. Now back to Ben to wrap up the day.
The world has never felt so big and so accessible all at the same time, right? We've covered a lot of that today, and I hope you're feeling energized and inspired with the new ideas and tactics to seize all the retail opportunities that are in the market right now. Throughout all the great insights and the thinking that we've explored today, 3 things really stuck out for me. First, as consumers turn to value seeking, you need to establish a brand that stands out and commands value. YouTube, it can really help build a brand that consumers value greatly. Secondly, deploying a smart sales engine combined with efficiencies of first-party data is essential in today's world as we pivot towards driving profitability. Thirdly, consumers are embracing hybrid shopping and are strongly influenced by digital touchpoints in their offline shopping experience. Map your customer's offline journey, connect the dots, and offer a seamless shopping experience no matter where you meet them. And remember, whatever your business objectives are, we at Google, we're very happy to help, and every step of the way. I'd like to thank all our incredible presenters, and of course, a big thank you to all of you, our audience and our partners, for tuning in. See you all next time.